What time is it? It's time to get to work. Jerk of All Trades podcast, episode number 4. Ray, what we got today?
We got a absolutely stacked lineup today. The lead-in is going to be Eddie and I actually went to a place in Milwaukee called Float Milwaukee and did a sensory deprivation tank, float tank, whatever you want to call it. This was Eddie's first time. I've done a couple before, so we're going to talk about that. It is a national holiday. I don't know if it's actually national, but
it's pretty goddamn national.
It is 420, so we're going to talk about Canada is legalizing marijuana for medical and recreational use, only the second country to do so, so we're going to talk about that. We had Mr. Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trumpsky, the Trumpster, I believe. The Trumpster.
He likes that nickname.
Trump plus dumpster equals Trumpster. He was at a Snap-on facility here in the town that I live in on Tuesday and was talking about buying American. And so, yeah, we're going to talk about that as well. And if there is some hypocrisy within those words with him, we're going to talk about Russia's robot army, free college in New York, and quite a bit more. So stay tuned for Jerk of All Trades podcast episode 420.
420. That was nice, right?
That was a nice transition. So, yeah. Earlier today, Eddie and myself went to Float Milwaukee.
Yep.
And did Eddie's first ever sensory deprivation tank experience. I have done so 2 times before. So just kind of wanted to give a little brief history of the sensory deprivation tank and kind of what that is if you don't know what that is. Basically, it was invented by John C. Lilly in 1954. He was a medical practitioner and neuropsychiatrist. And he was working for the United States National Institute of Mental Health, and he invented the sensory deprivation tank, and he was using it both without any other substances and also with a little something called LSD. Bicycle Day was just a few days ago, so... it's been made popular in different kinds of media, such as the movie Altered States, more recently Stranger Things. Mr. Joe Rogan has talked at length about his experiences with sensory deprivation tank and all the benefits that it has. And essentially what it is, it's a tank. The newer ones basically look like a fiberglass egg, and it's got about 18 inches of water that is just absolutely salinated to the fucking T. And you go inside of it, and you float at the surface, and you have whatever interesting, trippy experience that you have, which we're going to talk about. And that's the float tank. So
it's pretty cool.
Yes.
It's a worthwhile trip if you like to relax.
Sure. Accentuation on trip. So yeah, Eddie. This was your first time. I've done it 2 times before.
Yes, sir.
I did it one time when I went to Arizona last year, and then I have been to the place that we went today. I did 60 minutes on my first. I did 90 minutes on my second, and I did 60 minutes today. So I will talk about kind of my experience and my thoughts on it. But why don't you tell me about what you thought about the float tank?
It was cool. It was definitely cool. It was a worthwhile experience. Didn't get to let go as much as I wanted to. I wish I could have like this really awesome story to tell about how great it was, and like
turned into a monkey or something.
Yeah, I morphed into a ant and built my own anthill and ate a giant piece of bread that was like the size of my finger.
That actually happened to me.
Yeah.
Exactly that story exactly.
But a lot of it was just me thinking about my own personal bullshit, which was okay. It was just dark and pretty cool to be floating. Like, floating is okay with me because I've swam a lot as a kid, and I'm used to floating, and I'm used to being in water and shit, so it's just, like, no big deal there. I did get to blast off a little bit. I got to the front door of, getting to the next realm or whatever have you, but my conscience kept bringing me back.
Yeah.
So that was a little disappointing, but I know that potential is there for me to get to that next level.
Absolutely.
But I did have these visualizations where I was like jumping off the ground into like in the air into space, and then I could see like Earth beneath me and shit. And I could pretty much, and then when I wanted to come back down, I would just like nosedive back down, just like anywhere I wanted, and it was just cool. It was just like zoop, zoop,
It's
zoop,
a very,
zoop.
very interesting
That's probably like a
experience.
beginner's beginner's experience.
No, no, not at all. Not at all. I definitely so I think the, with floating or doing anything like this. So kind of my background, I've been in meditation for a while, yoga, I'm into a bunch of different mysticism and stuff like that. And I kind of take the very scientific, psychology based angle on it. So I'm always looking into the kind of the reasons why the mind does certain things. So I've got a lot of experiences with this type of stuff and altering one's mind, with and without chemicals. But yeah, I think that it's kind of everyone's going to have a little bit different experience. While we were there, we talked to the owner, and they were talking about a 77-year-old, war veteran who basically did his first float. He had never done a drug or anything in his life, and he started seeing crazy colored fractals, which
77 years old.
77 years old,
It
never
ain't too late, bitches.
never took a hit of acid, never smoked a joint, nothing, been in, kind of his normal reality. And all of a sudden he goes into kind of, you're in pitch blackness, or, you can choose, there's a light in there, but I like the darkness. So you turn the lights off, and you're basically just floating in this water. And yeah, your mind starts basically, it starts fighting you because it's so used to always having some sort of stimuli around you at all times. So basically, for me at least, like I said, everybody is different, but I start seeing different colored kind of fractals and stuff in my peripheral. And then they kind of come into the forefront, closed eyes and open eyes visuals. And I get a bunch of different other things. But yeah, I think it's a different experience for every person because obviously everyone's mind works a little differently and they have different experiences and that type of thing. But I think it's a very, very beneficial thing that we're just starting to kind of tap the surface of. I don't believe that's actually a phrase people say, but yeah, we're just kind of starting to get an idea of all the benefits of this. I know sports teams are using it. The Cubs actually got a couple
Yeah.
pods, and they won the World Series now finally. So
Hell yeah.
we speculated that maybe they went to another realm and possibly
It's the only way to break the curse.
they
Gotta
found
get into
they
pods.
they found a goat and they sacrificed it in the nether realm in the pod, and they came back, and the Cubs World
Hell yeah,
Series
man.
champs.
I
So
had another visualization too, actually, while I was in there.
what
Like
was that?
the superhero thing where I was like doing like kung fu karate and shit
Yeah,
to motherfuckers. Yeah. All of a sudden I was like
channeling your inner Bruce Lee,
I was
which
channeling, man. It
this
was
is
like
perfect time to do your Bruce Lee
backflips and
impression again.
flying kicks and fucking just like everything that that I wanted to do, I could do. It was really cool fighting wise, and I was just like fighting off these fucking just like imaginary like people, I guess. And I had no boundaries on like gravity or like whatever. If I want to do a backflip, I do a fucking backflip. If I want to
It's
fucking
limitless, man.
jump fucking 10 feet in the air, I could jump 10 feet in the air and just the most powerful kicks and the most powerful punches. It was really cool.
That's the beauty of doing something like
But then
this.
I like my mind would grab me back, and I was
Pull you back into
yeah, and I was
your
back laying there
consciousness.
in the
Yeah,
pod. Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
fuck. I couldn't let go completely. I really wanted to, but I just
It,
couldn't.
it's definitely tough. I think doing longer would help.
The hour is fast.
The hour goes
The hour goes
rather
by
rapidly.
super fast. I thought I had like another 20 minutes left, and the fucking light came on. I was like, oh shit.
I actually had a weird experience. So this was last time I did 90. This time I did 60, and I actually feel like I got much deeper than I did in either of the previous two times that I had done a float tank. And in this particular experience, I basically, one of the things I really get is I get these kind of electrical waves that kind of like wash through my body. So it kind of starts up in my head, and then it just kind of it goes through my entire body. And so I kind of got that, and that went through my body. And then I just became almost like I was stone, and I was just kind of like became one with the water, and which I realized that stone and water are actually not the same thing. But anyway, so yeah, I basically became one with the water. And I remember the only thing I could really hear, because you also have a pair of um, earplugs in, and so I couldn't really hear much of anything except for my heartbeat. So I could kind of hear my heartbeat going, and then I heard, much like an EKG machine, basically just kind of like dialing down and then stopping, much like the sound that you would hear if someone had died. And I kind of became one with the water. and I just went into this weird, like, different realm, and time kind of ceased to exist in that moment. And I remember just kind of actually having to question whether or not I was still alive, or if I had somehow died and slipped into some sort of other reality. And yeah, those are just, some of the oddball experiences that you will have in a float tank, and with absolutely, no chemical substances whatsoever. So it's interesting to think, people kind of chase all these different highs and take all these different drugs. It's 420 today, so shout out to the smokers. But all of those things are inside of your brain, and you just have to find a way to be able to access those, and being able to shut off your consciousness, and doing it in salinated water definitely helps. So
Yeah, I got introspective in mind. I have a small gambling habit that apparently I need to tighten up on because my mind was all over that shit while I was in there.
I remember you telling me that you
I gotta tighten up. Like
you,
my strategies, I dwindled down my strategies to like I don't want to get into it, but like basically I just need to tighten my shit the fuck up. Even though I'm not doing terrible
yeah.
by any means, but
I found it to be an interesting introspective moment, because my thought was, when he told me this, that he should probably stop gambling.
no,
And
why would
his
I do that?
his thought process was actually
Why would
that
I stop winning?
he needs to gamble more and be a better gambler, which
That's
is
what the tank is for.
the irony of
Enhancing.
that.
It's supposed to enhance.
It is a game of chance, I believe. I guess it depends on if you're playing, Texas Hold'em or something, but
something like that.
so
Where the cards are
yeah.
more in control of what you got going on. Yeah, when I was in the pod, it felt like I was standing up for a while, and that I was like 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
It's definitely weird. The water is all the temperature. I believe it's like 93, 94 degrees, depends around that. So basically, it's very close to the actual temperature of your skin, and so you kind of lose track of your body in comparison to the water. So I know the big thing I get a lot is I feel like I am basically like being drifted out into a giant ocean, and I'm basically being pulled. And then I hit my head on the plastic fiberglass wall. So
I know the feeling.
that definitely brings you back a little bit. But we did actually see that they have some. They have so most of them are basically like enclosed pods, and they have now like a larger pool that does not
Yeah, if
have.
the pool's not your thing, you're a little claustrophobic or whatever have you, a little tall like myself.
Yes,
The pool is definitely the way to go.
absolutely.
And the guys that work there are using the pool now more than they're using the pods. So that
Yeah.
just goes to tell you they're doing this shit 3 times a week, or maybe more, maybe less. They're going to the pool. They're not going to the pod. So
Absolutely. The I really dig the kind of post float glow that you have.
yes,
You come out of the pod, and
I
you
was
just
glowing.
you were definitely glowing. Why don't do you want to tell them?
Go ahead.
So so
I glowed my ass right out of the fucking.
So basically, you have your own private room where you're doing your float, and there's a communal area outside of that where you would go in and use like lotions or Q-tips or those type of things, and
Get my swag on, my post float
Your-
swag.
get your swag. So I had gotten done with my float. I showered. You want to shower? You're just like layered in salt after you do it. So I showered, and I went out and I sat in the lobby, and I then heard Eddie come out of the his room, and he started talking to a lady that was in the kind of communal area, and they're having a little chat, and he was talking about how good it felt, and he felt very relaxed. And then I heard the girl that was working at the desk.
Sorry, Allison.
I heard her come over and have to tell Eddie that actually he needed to get dressed in his room. At this point, I had very serious apprehensions that I may have to take Eddie's naked body out of the float place. I later asked if he was wearing pants. In fact, he was wearing a robe.
I had my robe. Everything was fine.
He did
It sounded a lot worse than it was.
I was not visually seeing what was happening, so I was not sure. And so she basically kind of explained that, hey, not everyone's comfortable with that. We have, some women around, whatever. And so Eddie went back into the room, and the lady that was in the room basically said in response to that I don't mind. So it looks like Eddie might have had a float tank connection there.
There we
So
go, man.
yeah,
It's all about the connection, synchronicity.
absolutely. So
She was very nice. She was
yeah,
very nice. Allison was very nice. The owner was very nice.
awesome. Yeah, we had a
Great people out there. Float
we had a great
Milwaukee.
experience. We will definitely be back again. Yeah, I absolutely love floating, and I wish that I had a float tank closer to me. I've actually looked into building my own float tank. Like I said, I meditate, and doing meditation, your body really fights you very hard. And so doing a float tank is nice because you can basically kind of skip that part. And so I have looked into building a float tank at home. I just need a hookup on a large amount of Epsom salt, as I believe I've said before. So Morton's, yeah, hook it up, man. I need like 800 to 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt for my home float tank. But until then,
And
I
you got to
will.
get Eddie sized.
Yes, we need Eddie size. I need the pool. Need to make it a little bit
Yeah,
bigger.
get it big.
We get some 10-foot plywood instead of 8. So
And I'm looking forward to going back though.
absolutely,
Maybe
man.
another month or two.
Yeah, yeah.
Head back out there.
I had a great experience. I would like to do a little bit longer. Maybe next time we do 90 minutes.
That'd be fine with me.
I know that they do longer
They
stuff
have
too.
specials.
They have 2.5 hour ones. They actually even have overnight ones. I'd be really interested to do an overnight and see how that went.
That's a
So,
commitment right there.
well, you would probably fall asleep at that point. I believe
most likely.
a lot of people fall asleep. I can't imagine falling asleep in the tank. Kind of, hit that bridge between, waking life and dream realm, but never really fall asleep. So, but yeah, I imagine if you were in there for like 8 hours, you
I might
do
have
that.
to like leave the lid slightly open for the sleep.
Well, you'd be in
sleeping
maybe
in
be
there.
in the pool. You'd do the pool
Oh, the
one,
pool,
with
yeah,
the pool with the
definitely.
no.
Because then you were having trouble distinguishing between reality and fucking, what's not reality. You fall asleep in that motherfucker. It's like, man, and then you wake up and it's pitch black.
That might be a
You're
little.
just like you're completely gone.
That might be a little bit scary if you wake up in complete darkness, inside of floating
And
on a
then
bunch
what
of
if
water.
you have a dream that you're dreaming you're in a pod, like, Inception.
This is pod this is
Float
podcep
inception.
this is podception. So
Yeah.
that would be that would definitely be a very very
2.5
interesting
hours
little
would be
occurrence.
good.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. The overnight, oof, that's a
Yeah, the
commitment.
overnight would be a little bit tough. I think next time we'll go back and
It's a good place to go to though.
We'll do
they
90.
take good care of you there.
absolutely.
They hook you up with everything you need.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the vibe there. Really nice location. The people are really cool. They've got a nice little chill lobby after the fact with float tank books and stuff. If you want to do a little reading, learn a little bit about it. The owner,
Super friendly.
very very friendly. Had good chats with them, and even showed us the new pool room. So yeah, cannot recommend it enough. Float Milwaukee. Just a very very cool experience, and I am very much looking forward to going back. And yeah, any of our listeners out there, if you have not, and if you have access to float tank anywhere, try it out because it's a very
A show.
it's a very very fun interesting experience, and it will only make you a better person. So
Yeah. Right when you get out of that mug, you realize like your sensitivity to light, your sensitivity to walking, standing up, just like the calmness and in the relaxation after it's over
Absolutely.
with. It's a different feeling. It's a different feeling. You don't realize how much shit is going on around you until you sit in there or lay in there for an hour and a half. And then once you get out, you're just like, man, what is all this
it's the mental reset.
nonsense all around me? It's like, damn it, I don't want to deal with this shit.
It is the mental reset. I can definitely tell you, being in the pod at the end there, and I kind of described the, hey, am I dead kind of feeling. It wasn't a bad feeling. I believe the owner even described the pod as kind of like a womb like experience, and I definitely I felt that as well. It's definitely you feel very comforted, and I remember feeling like, hey, I could be here forever,
Dude,
except for the fact that I
yeah.
didn't eat enough and my stomach was rumbling like a motherfucker.
It makes
but
you hungry. Yeah.
it does make you very hungry.
I was starving.
When you don't have anything else on your mind, you just get to think about, I'm fucking hungry, dude.
Yeah, man.
I need to eat some stuff.
Hell yeah.
So
Float Milwaukee, good shit. Thank you
absolutely.
very much.
So yeah, that was the first topic. Float tanks, sensory deprivation tanks. If you have any experiences in those and you want to tell us about it, we would definitely love to hear about it. We're gonna hit our first break and then we're gonna come back. We've got some other fun topics planned. Like we said, it is 420. What is it, Eddie? Is it
Podcast number 4 to the 20.
April 20th, I believe
April
it is.
20th, Adolf
Episode
Hitler's
4.
birthday.
Ooh.
Right?
Do we want to go down that road?
After the break, maybe.
Yeah.
It's up to
So,
you.
I just meant the Hitler.
Oh,
yeah.
Hitler, fuck Hitler.
But it was yeah. You know what? We can definitely say fuck Hitler. Hitler was about a bitch, and I don't like Hitler, so
Yeah.
it may be controversial,
You're not
but
supposed to treat people that way. It doesn't work like
yeah,
that.
it's not cool. So, but yeah, we're gonna talk about Canada legalizing marijuana both medically and recreationally. Only the second country ever to do so. We're gonna talk about Mr. Donald Trump coming to my hometown and buying American. Is he a little bit of a hypocrite? Is his family a little bit of hypocritical fools? Yeah, we got some other fun stuff lined up for you as well. Before we go to break, just real quick, just wanted to hit a little social media plug on you guys. So, Jerk of All Trades on social media, SoundCloud.com, where you are probably listening to us. Also going to upload these on YouTube as well, so possibly there. But SoundCloud.com is /JerkOfAllTradesPodcast. Facebook.com. We have talked about Mr. Mark Zuckerberg and our maybe love, hatred, I don't know, a little bit of both. Yeah. Facebook.com /JerkOfAllTradesPodcast. Hit us up, give us a like, give us a share, give us some money, give us, I don't know, give us something cool. Talk to us. Yeah. Post on our wall, timeline, whatever the fuck it's called.
They can give us money on Facebook?
No, I think they can just put it in an envelope and send it.
Oh.
Snail
mail.
Care of the jerks at Jerk of All Trade Podcast. Also PayPal. You can PayPal us. Should we put our PayPal? I don't think we have a PayPal, but
I have one, but
I have.
Don't send me shit.
I have a
'cause I don't
personal
want your
one,
fucking
but
free shit.
we'll start a Jerk of All Trades one,
Give it
so
to
you guys can
somebody
donate.
else.
So yeah, better causes out there. Do not donate to our fucking podcast. Don't do it unless you're advertisers. Then you can do that. But if you're just like regular people, like donate to like poor people and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, of all the things in the world,
right? Jerk of All Trades podcast. I know we're pretty funny and stuff, but yeah, don't give us your money for, that you could be donating to charity. It is not tax deductible. So really got off track there. Twitter.com /JOAT podcast, where the tweets are going to go out. Instagram.com, where the pictures are going to go out, is /JerkOfAllTradesPodcast. podcast. YouTube.com, go to channels, or just go in the search bar. Search JOAT podcast, all as one word thing stuff. Scrunch it all together. Put those letters together.
It's gonna be a nice day when we don't have to say search channels.
Yeah,
We're getting there.
Actually, you don't have to go to channels if you search it regularly. We come up and
page number 14.
I believe they want to ask if you're actually meaning Joe podcast, and no, I didn't. Fuck you.
That bullshit.
You know what? We love Joe Rogan, but and then
you're talking about. Damn,
oh yeah.
You love Joe Rogan.
Who did you? You love Joe Rogan, okay?
I love Joe Rogan, but I ain't sucking his dick every podcast.
I don't believe I was actually sucking his dick, but yeah. That is actually, unless I'm astral projecting.
Unless he's going to sponsor us. Then Ray will suck your dick.
I would actually I would at least give you like a hand job if you're going to sponsor a podcast. So I would have to put like a glove on though, but
and Eddie will hire somebody to do it
Eddie
on my behalf.
Eddie will hire me for the right price. All right, too much about jerking off Joe Rogan. Gmail.com. Gmail.com. Yeah, I guess that's what it's called. JerkOfAllTradesPodcast @gmail.com is where you're gonna send us electronic mails stuffs. And so send us all of your thoughts and ideas and deepest, darkest secrets. And we will definitely send you a response. So, all right, break number 1. We're going to go to break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to hit all of our other topics. So we will see you on the flip side of the tune. So, all right, break. most logical thing to talk about here is
On
being
420.
that it's 420. By the way, do we have we ever officially gotten word as to the origins of 420 and what exactly that means? I know I've heard that that's like the ordinance against marijuana use in California. I mean, what
I
do we know why
The
the fuck?
only reason I think of 420 is 4 people buying a 20 sack, $5 a piece.
I've actually I never
Four
heard that.
motherfuckers on a 20 sack. That's all I can think of. You got
Yeah.
the song "I Got Five" on it. I got
Oh,
five on it.
I mean, I think 420 probably predates that song, but yeah, I honestly don't know. And you
If
know what?
anybody knows, drop
Yes.
a comment because we don't fucking know.
Right. Yeah. We don't claim to be the most knowledgeable motherfuckers out there, but we know a little bit about a lot of things. That's why we are the jerks of all trades. And so, yeah, anyway, what I wanted to talk about was the landmark legislation that just got dropped in our neighbors to the north in Canada that is making marijuana legal, both medically and recreationally. So,
Oh, Canada.
oh
They're really
Canada,
not letting motherfuckers in
you
now.
light your joy for me. Yeah, I don't really know
Customs
Canada.
just got 10 times harder to get into.
Yeah, it did. You know, as if people didn't want to move to Canada enough when the Trumpster was elected. Um, I believe that their website crashed right after Donald Trump was elected. Now they're bringing it with legalizing marijuana. Justin Trudeau he's delivering on his promise. He said that he was going to do this, and now he is in fact doing it. Canada is actually only the second country. They're following Uruguay in legalizing pot. And I will be honest with you and tell you that I did not think I would ever see the day. Even we're in our mid 30s ish, and marijuana was definitely looked at much differently even
Speak
when
for
we were
yourself.
younger.
I'm only 28.
I don't know if I believe that, but it's possible. But yeah, regardless if he's 28 or probably the same age as me, but yeah, it was definitely looked at a lot differently, and I would have not anticipated that we would start seeing legalization the way that we are. Obviously, we've got some states that are legalizing, on a federal level, and we haven't seen that happen quite yet. Kind of letting states kind of do their own thing. But now we've got our neighbors to the north that are legalizing it completely. So it will be interesting to see, things continue to move down this road in the United States and eventually marijuana be completely legal here. And honestly, I am a big proponent of ending the drug war and, honestly legalizing everything. I think that you're never going to be able to regulate people's, morals, and instead of trying to put people in prison for altering their mind, instead try to figure out what the fuck it is in society that's making them want to escape reality so much that they have to constantly chase that high. So yeah, I hope that this is a sign, and I hope that in the United States we legalize marijuana. I hope we legalize fucking everything. And I think that if we stop wasting so much energy and money on the war on drugs and instead put that into, like I said, figuring out what the fuck is wrong with our society and trying to treat, people's, mental issues and such instead of treating them like criminals, because our prison system is privatized and it's a giant fucking business that needs to go out of business. So, yeah, legal marijuana in Canada. Are you gonna move to Canada or what?
Yeah. Well, you said they do it to leave the realm of reality. I think there's medicinal purposes for it too.
For sure. That was
People
kind of a
have
broad
pain,
statement.
They have a mental pain, they have back pain,
No doubt.
stuff like that. It calms them down, helps people sleep. I think other than just getting high, like
No doubt.
like it's
That was probably a bad wording. That was just kind of a broad, kind of scope on drugs. I've done my fair share of drugs, more than my fair share, honestly.
We're gonna be watching Canada now, see what happens. If it goes smoothly, There is no reason why it can't go smoothly in the
Oh, no,
U.S.
no doubt, man. Even if you take a look at, like Colorado, for example, or any of the other states that have legalized, I mean, I think it's gone swimmingly
They're making
well.
bank in
They're making.
Colorado,
I watched
man.
a whole documentary about it. It was really interesting
I'm
because it
so
was
jealous.
still illegal on a federal level, but not on a state level. A lot of the dispensaries and stuff that opened up there, they actually were only able to take cash, so they were basically opening themselves up to being robbed of, like, tens of thousands of dollars every single day. So that's the kind of silly hypocrisy that we see with stuff like this when we try to just dip our toes into something instead of just fucking diving headfirst. So I hope that continues on. And absolutely, man. Yeah, there is tons of medicinal usage for marijuana. I think there's tons of medicinal use for a lot of drugs out there. Psychedelics, LSD, magic mushrooms, ecstasy. We're really starting to see the kind of bastardized ideas of those drugs kind of start to kind of fall by the wayside as a younger generation comes up, and hopefully that will only continue on, and we can take these things for what they are, and hopefully kind of wean off of some of the other more harmful pharmaceutical drugs and such that you see permeating our society. So yeah, big up to Canada, big up to Justin Trudeau. Um,
Good job, buddy.
you're good shit in my eyes. 420, light it up if you like to do that. Once again,
Oh,
I think
Canada. Bring that weed back.
I believe that we have said in the Jerk of All Trades podcast once again that we do not condone illegal drugs
For Canada.
But in Canada, you guys do you. And if you want to do, I mean, they're legal. Well, they're not quite legal yet, but yeah, you guys can.
I wonder how the doctors in Canada feel about this.
I mean, as long as
The prescription doctors, if you know what, you catch my drift.
well, I'm sure that they will, hopefully, well, I don't know if hopefully is the right word, but I'm sure that they'll probably adapt and such. So I mean, they obviously Canada has
You
a
gotta
different.
have a specific license to sell weed.
They have a different
Even
medical.
as a doctor.
They have a different medical system than we do. They have national health care, so I'm sure things are a little different there. But yeah, maybe they'll start writing scripts for sativas and indicas, and you never know. So big up to Canada. So yeah, it is. It's 420, and yeah, Canada, good job. So. All right, next topic that I wanted to talk about. So I live in a town that is in between Chicago and Milwaukee. It's called Kenosha. It's in southeastern Wisconsin, and we just kind of recently, actually very recently, this Tuesday, we had our commander-in-chief stop on by to the Snap-on offices here, and the reason for his visit here was kind of talking about what he likes to call buy American, hire American. So, so a lot of people are kind of calling him on his bullshit with that because not only is Donald Trump's clothing line made in China and Mexico, both his wife and his daughter have clothing lines that are also made in other countries. So Donald Trump is kind of adhering to the do as I say and not as I do. So just kind of wanted to briefly touch on that and see what Eddie thought about all that. So Eddie, what do you think about Donald Trump in our hometown and talking about
I might
buying
surprise
American?
you.
I don't know.
I'm a little offended
By me or by Donald?
by Donald. I don't know if I'm more offended that he does this shit in China or the fact that he actually has a clothing line.
I can't.
Donald Trump has a fucking clothing line.
You are not buying the Donald Trump line.
I've never seen a pair of Donald Trump anything anywhere.
But
yeah, it's like crazy. It's like
I can't imagine it's all that fashionable.
Have you seen anybody wear a Donald Trump shirt? Or fucking shoes?
I mean, I've seen Donald Trump
Or like
hats. You know,
Oh, you mean that Make
I
America
believe
shirt?
he has like a suit and tie
Well,
line
who would
at
ever wear that? He
J.C.
wears the same
Penney,
shit
or
all the time.
red tie, white shitty shirt. You
Donald,
know,
I love you, but I'm not buying your
you're
shit.
not a sharp dresser. I believe his stuff is actually sold at either J.C. Penney or Macy's.
So
So
I'm equally offended on both sides.
yeah,
He
uh,
that he actually has one because he's not very stylish, and that like he's doing it in China.
yeah. I'm not surprised. I mean, I think that that's kind of a big thing with the Donald in general is that he panders to a certain demo, and that certain demo would want to hear him and his rhetoric saying, hey, buy American. I don't know whose voice that was. It wasn't Donald
His
Trump's, but
speech was actually very good and
I
commiserating.
saw a very
It
very
was one of the
brief.
better presidential speeches I've seen in a long
Right.
time.
As long as you don't look into, any of the stuff behind what he's saying and you
Oh yeah,
just
I'm
hear
just
the
saying
words, he
as
sounds
like
great.
performance art, it
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Right. Yeah. I mean, let's
But
be
if he pulls a Trudeau and follows through on all this shit,
right.
it's hard to
But he's
hard to
not
talk shit about him.
right. But I mean, at this point, he's not doing that. He's just saying a bunch of shit that he's not really actually doing. And the things
Well,
that
he's only been in there 3 months.
he's doing
You
are
give
not
other
things that I
motherfuckers,
really,
you give other motherfuckers 8 years before you
yeah.
figure it out, or at least 4 years.
Yeah. No, you know what? Yeah. I mean, obviously, give him a little chance, but thus far he hasn't done a whole hell of a lot of things that I've agreed with. Yeah,
I
I
think
kind of
Trump is suffering from what Obama was suffering from in his first term, that
what's that?
criticalness.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like
First black
after
president.
Bush, it was like nobody wanted to like have somebody in there that sucked. So like after Bush, it was like, what's this motherfucker gonna do?
I think that
He's half black, like you said. Like
I think Bush set the bar pretty low though, so
yeah, but there was a lot of people struggling at that time that that needed something. But
yeah.
we're not struggling as bad as a nation now. But like we have Twitter, Facebook.
We have
Donald Trump can't fart without fucking Fox News tweeting about it. So it's just like it's always in your face.
yes.
Like 10, 20 years ago, before the internet was such a big thing, it's like, oh, if Donald Trump said some shit, I might have never even heard it or seen about it. It wouldn't have been on my phone
Right.
3 hours later or
Right
whatever the
there.
fuck it
It's
is.
always there. You know what? And like I personally don't have I don't have cable, so I'm not watching CNN regularly. I'm not watching Fox News or any of the major networks like that. But still, even just going online, going on social media, you really
It's
can
always there. You
you
can't go a
can't
day without seeing it
you
unless you,
cannot escape it.
yeah, unless you literally try to avoid it.
I mean, it's sad, like when the float tank thing. Um, the really nice thing about that is that it allows you to kind of be able to escape a lot of that bullshit and
That's what, yeah,
kind of
I loved it.
purge some of that stuff out of your brain and hopefully fill it up with better things.
It felt like it hit the reset button a little
Yes,
bit right when I got out.
absolutely. And
Yeah, it was like, whoa.
I think that we are definitely at like a political reset in this country because yeah, we're very, very divided right now. And I think that, I like to think that, for the most part, people, want the same things, for their families. Most people are not inherently bad. I think that most disagreements kind of happen because people have differing value systems or they grew up in, a different family unit. And so they saw different things. And so I hope that more people start to ignore more of this, bullshit side and, hopefully look at the things that make them, the same as other people instead of constantly looking for the things that make them different because, we're all in this crazy mixed up world and we don't really know why the fuck we're here and what the fuck this all means. And hopefully most of us want, what's best for this world and want to leave it a better place than we entered it. So, yeah.
Well, it's like the time investment. If you got to invest in something time wise, invest in yourself.
Yes.
Stop investing your time in Trump. I do it too with sports, but sports is kind of like with the gambling. It's like it
Yeah.
kind of works
We have
as a
our
means of something.
we
But
have our own distractions, our ways to get through.
if
So
like when I was in Florida and I didn't have TV and very little internet, it was just like it was like the float tank kind of, but just like real life.
smooth sailing. Yeah,
Yeah,
being in the now,
dude,
being in the
yeah,
moment. Yeah, not worrying about the bullshit.
couldn't stay in the house. Had a cell phone with no camera on it, not even a camera. Didn't even and like much less touchscreen. shit like
Yeah.
that. So it was just like I was out all the time, didn't give a fuck about shit, just like you said, living life.
Yeah.
But now it's like I wake up and I check Facebook and it's like, oh, look who it is.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
It's tough. There obviously I think that the answer isn't just shut it all off. It's being able to. I think everything is balanced. So
Balance. Gotta find
how
that
do you
balance.
how do you balance
Some
it?
people's balance might be shutting it off though, completely. I love that balance.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
yeah, I'm all about that shit.
I think that, obviously not making it not exist. Um, I think that we live in a very, very unique time, and the way that information is readily available at such a rapid rate is, both a blessing and a curse. We've got information at our fingertips. I mean, imagine 100 years ago, 200 years ago, how long it would. I mean, even 20, 30 years ago, it was so different than it is now. And now, you've got people with cameras in their pocket, everyone. And so, like the United thing, like that blew up. I mean, that's something that could have been suppressed, 15, 20 years
Oh
ago, but
yeah. I
not
never would have
now.
heard about it.
So, there's positives and there's negatives. And so it's just finding that balance and finding the way to integrate it in your life that is the most beneficial for you. Obviously, you're listening to this podcast. If this were 20 years ago, I mean, there's no way that we could get our words into your ear holes this easily.
Without yelling
We would
from
need
across the yard.
we would need tin cans. We would need string. We would need a giant fucking
Trump
dish.
is a dick.
You may or may not hear us. Maybe it would be. Maybe that was a better time. But yeah. It's the tech is definitely it's got its positives and it's got its negatives. It's
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
finding those positives more so than the negatives. So yeah.
All right, I guess that's it for Mr. Trump.
Yeah, Trump is the OA.
Yeah. So
What you got,
it's
Eddie?
good to see you, Donald. And
Yeah. Well, we'll talk to you next time, Donald.
great speech and fucking keep up the good work.
Yeah, I don't concur with the things that Eddie said. Here at the Jerk of All Trades podcast, we do not support Eddie's pro Donald Trump rhetoric.
Pro America.
Yeah, I believe you needed more America in what you just said.
Blinders off.
That's okay. You keep the blinders on. Keep going in that float tank. It'll be hard. I think the float tank was actually probably the difference maker on you, kind of not supporting Donald Trump in his hypocritical ways. So
I agree. Well, Wendy's is not taking anyone's shit anymore. So
yeah,
I didn't know that they were taking shit because I would have gave them that instead of my dollars and quarters and pennies.
Yeah, Wendy's was taking shit for a while, I believe.
So yeah, Wendy's is going off on fucking McDonald's and fucking Burger King.
Hardee's, I believe they laid it down to their social media team is wrecking them.
This is fucking great.
Yes,
like
yes,
they tweeted, somebody tweeted Wendy's, where do I go to the next McDonald's, or where do I go to get to the next closest McDonald's? And they tweeted the person back with a picture of a fucking trash can. Fucking fantastic. Wendy's,
big up to you, Wendy's.
doing the damn thing, man. Don't take no shit from these motherfuckers.
Fuck those other fast food restaurants.
And yeah, man, you make it interesting. You're like the fucking Donald Trump of fucking fast food.
Yeah, I don't know if I would support that. Yeah, they so yeah, basically Wendy's, you fucking go and try to talk shit on Wendy's social media page, and they will basically annihilate you and make you seem like a complete idiot. They will make you delete your social media. They will make you make you fucking block them. They will be so rude to you. So yeah, I think it's pretty fucking interesting that a giant corporation like that now can, kind of go off on tangents like that because, being in customer service, the customer is always right, and you can't really say what you feel. And it's interesting now with social media that doing things like that actually gets you more PR and more good PR, and actually can, possibly generate more business for you. So once again, what a fucking interesting time we live in, where fast food restaurants can basically talk shit to potential customers, and
they're killing Hardee's.
Fuck Hardee's, dude.
They are killing them. And then they laughed about it. They're like, ha ha, they blocked us.
Fucking Hardee's and Wendy's is like the Tupac and Biggie of
Oh,
our era.
man.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
Dude.
thing that Hardee's and Wendy's
Wendy's is
have.
owning the game right now. Wendy's is like Conor McGregor, and fucking Hardee's is just like
Would we say that Wendy's and
getting their
Hardee's
ass
have
whooped.
beef? Would you say that they have beef?
No, because I think Wendy's squashed it because they squashed a Hardee's beef when they got blocked by them. That's a W for Wendy's.
I believe that
Yeah,
Hardee's uses.
that's a win. When you get blocked on social media because you're hammering so hard that they just can't take it no more, that's a win.
I believe Hardee's uses frozen beef, so that's why they got squashed.
Dude, they got
That was
squashed.
That was
Wendy's.
that
Hey,
was
I
a
love your
beef pun.
spicy sandwich, chicken sandwich. Fucking fantastic. Keep bringing the heat on social media. Don't take shit from these motherfuckers.
Wendy's. You know what? I will say. I don't eat meat any longer, and so I can't eat pretty much anything on your menu. But yeah, you know what? I think it's pretty hilarious. Fuck people who
They
want to
got
come.
a good salad apparently.
Um,
It's Wendy's.
I don't know if I've ever had their salad
It
before.
might have meat in it though, but I think you can get it without meat.
It's a tremendous salad. It has an entire burger
It's
in it.
half chicken, half lettuce.
It's like a reversed burger. Basically,
the
they
chicken sandwich without the bread.
they basically shred the burger and throw some extra pieces of lettuce into it, and that's their fucking salad. So it's really good. It tastes exactly like a burger.
Nice.
But
Cool.
I actually don't know that. But
Is that all we got for Wendy's?
yeah, I did. Yeah, just I believe. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Fucking Wendy's is
Wendy's,
wrecking people.
they're trying new shit and it's working out pretty good.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
What
I'm digging it.
What's next on the agenda? What's on the agenda?
Mr. Vladimir Putin?
Ooh, Putin. What's Putin up to these days?
Got some Terminator robots going on.
Dude.
He must have listened to our podcast.
Fuck. You know what? Last episode, we had it out with the fucking robots. We were. I was a little fearful, and I had some things to say about robots that probably might have gotten me into some hot water with them. And now I hear about Putin and his fucking gun shooting robots. So, Eddie, why don't you hit him with it? Tell him about it.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm looking at these pictures online, and I'm not really afraid of these things.
It doesn't look that scary right now, but this is like the first version of the Terminator. So. That's not going to be, the T-100 is not going to be that fucking intimidating. But yeah, when robots can shoot guns and they're coming from Soviet Russia, I don't believe it's Soviet anymore, but yeah, I mean, it's a little scary, and especially when we were talking mad robot shit in the last episode, and now I find out that robots are learning how to shoot guns. Yeah, I feel like I should probably make robots my friend. So
Bus driver uppercut.
Bus driver uppercut, is that the who's driving the robot bang bus? Is it
All I'm gonna do is get a towel and then like cover the motherfucker's face, because that's all I can see out of right there is that fucking little visor, and then just hit him with that uppercut.
What if when he develops like more pliable arms and he has more points of articulation and
But
he
doesn't have that, so
I mean, this is the early version though.
I can only fight one fight at a time.
Oh shit! I actually so apparently this particular robot is actually set to go into space in 2021. So I believe
great.
I believe in the last.
Are you joking?
I am 100% not joking. The robot was originally created with rescue missions in mind until military uses began being suggested. His name is Fedor. Fedor, Fedor, is set to travel into space in 2021 and has been touted as a permanent replacement for cosmonauts currently maintaining the ISS in the long term. So last episode we talked about space, we talked about aliens, we talked about robots, and in this episode we find out that Russia is planning on sending this fucking Terminator robot in its earliest form into space, and it's starting to get a little scarier, I gotta be honest. I might need another float. I might need another float pretty soon to kind of take all of this in and figure out what the fuck we're gonna do in 20 years when all of these technologies continue to get a lot better.
You know, the United States has a Bigfoot of robot fucking Terminators. It's like 70 feet tall.
We have the Loch Ness
fucking-
monster of fucking
just
robots.
gigantic. Like, it'll squash this robot like an ant. It'd just be like, little bitch.
Sorry, Fedor. We've got the American version. And,
How do you say his name again?
I mean, I'm only presuming. It's all caps. It's Fedor. So I'm calling them Fedor.
Okay, Fedor.
But
Yo, Russia, you need better names for your robots.
yeah, yeah.
Because our robot's name is fuck you.
Yeah, our robot's name is Arnold.
Our robot's name is 70 foot tall, and he's gonna squash that one like a bug.
I'm sure our robot is a lot better, and I believe our robot's name is actually the Governator. I believe.
Oh, the robot works for us
Yes, yes.
already. Yeah.
He was actually not originally from the United States, but we brought him here, and yeah, he was in bodybuilding competitions, and yeah, that's more Arnold references. So, yeah, Russia is bringing the fucking shitty Terminator robot, shooting.
Just kidding. We love you, Russia.
Yeah, I mean we really
Fedor.
Fedor. Isn't he a soccer player? I think. Oh shit, he can actually double fist. I'm currently looking at a picture where he has 2 guns. So yeah. Oh, and he can shake hands too. Looks like he can do other really shitty
Is it bulletproof?
He can crawl. I highly fucking doubt it. Whoa, apparently they're going to be sending the robots to Syria possibly. Oh, he can use a hammer drill to drill through blocks and stuff. Whoa, he can drive a car.
Hell yeah.
He can only drive a Jeep.
Taxi.
Is that the Bang Bus? This might possibly be
Ah.
the fucking Bang Bus.
There's a picture of the inside of something
This
a
is
robot's
getting too
driving.
weird. There are then pictures of what at one point they hope for this robot to be on space, but definitely he's not that now. He's not that impressive, but yeah, one day he might be a little bit more impressive. So yeah. So that is that's the fucking Terminator Russia robot. So
Hell yeah.
what's up now? We gonna hit a little break. Ski?
Yeah, take a break and then knock them out with the last 2.
You wanna hit social media or you
We'll hit
wanna
them at
just
the other break.
Okay, all right. So
We'll be back.
We're gonna
Stay tuned. 2 more topics,
2 more
and
topics.
then a final break. You're gonna love that one the best.
Yes, and then we'll be back. So all right, break.
Feel bad for Isaiah Thomas. His sister died the day before Game 1 in I believe it was a car accident.
Isaiah Thomas's son or Isaiah Thomas that played back in the day? Which one?
The Boston Celtics.
Oh, the player. Okay, his
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so he was actually crying.
Damn, you would definitely be
during
off.
Game 1.
You would be off your game. No pun intended.
Dude, it would
That
suck.
yeah.
I don't even understand how he played.
Actually, did you know that not we haven't had any wrestling talk, but did you hear Roman Reigns' brother died?
No.
Rosie.
Really?
Rosie, yeah.
Fuck.
Rosie.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Was-
yeah.
You know what from it all? Or?
I mean, I think he was like 450 pounds most recently. So
Wow.
yeah, probably
Yeah.
from
Fuck.
being really fat. So,
Damn.
but
Damn.
R.I.P. to both of them, and good luck Bulls. You know what? I'm not a basketball fan, but you know what? The Bulls. Yeah, I used to draw your logo all the time back in the day, and I was a basketball fan when I was a young buck. Well, young bull.
Hey,
So.
man, never too late to jump back on.
Yeah.
Chicago Blackhawks, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I try to watch your games, but I'm getting increasingly frustrated.
Yeah, come on, Blackhawks.
Keep working hard, though.
What the fuck are you doing?
They're down 0-3 against fucking Nashville. So the Hawks have done it before, being down 0-3, and they could do it again.
Is this the hockey playoffs or what is this?
Yeah, hockey.
So hockey playoffs and or NBA playoffs happen at the same time?
Yes. Great time of year.
Interesting.
And baseball's just starting up.
I did not
And
know
speaking of
that.
baseball, the Chicago Cubs.
Cubbies, yeah,
Unfortunately, on the Jerk of All Trades podcast, you don't get every team, but you get the team
right.
that
You only
Eddie
get the
likes.
you don't get to hear about the teams that
So
Eddie likes.
if
So
we're
hopefully you like them.
friends, or yeah, if you like the teams that I like, then this is like the greatest
This is
podcast
the
ever.
perfect part for you. If you don't, then
Cubs are eight and
feel free to
seven,
skip forward.
and Cubs are giving me heart attacks left and right. I was hoping they'd be a little bit better than they are right
I mean,
now.
they won the series was that
Yeah,
last year, right?
can't get too greedy, but they're
Yeah.
still a better baseball team than the teams they're losing to. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. So
No, is this regular season now, or is this
yeah,
preseason?
regular
or-
season.
Yeah.
So that's it for the little
mean,
sports wrap
They
up.
got the pod.
Had to hit the
so
sports wrap after
yeah,
the break. Just
absolutely.
a real quickie in here. So
Gotta love a quickie.
yeah, I think the Bulls will do it in 5 games. I think they'll probably lose
Quote
one.
him.
And
Quote
then,
him on that.
The referees, man, they're tough. And when the referees
Are they
when they wanna make it
biatches or what?
when they want to make it close, they can make it fucking close.
Well, yeah.
So,
I mean, I have speculated, and maybe this is being a wrestling fan, that major sports may be maybe a little bit
Well, and the
fixed or
gambling, too.
rigged, and
yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of money.
Don't you remember Tim Donahue? The
Oh, is that
NBA
the?
referee that
Oh,
got caught gambling?
I thought you were talking about
I think
the
it was
talk
actually
show host from the 80s and 90s. That was Phil,
Donahue.
that was Phil Donahue. That's not the same person. I don't even know if they're
Ray's
related.
favorite
Probably.
TV show when he was 5 years old.
Yeah, I believe he had Guar on there at one point, so that was pretty cool. But yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, that was a little bit before my time, but yeah, it
what
wasn't
about
a.
Geraldo? Were you a big Geraldo fan?
I was not a big Geraldo fan
Ricky
either.
Lake?
I watched a really little bit of that, little Jenny Jones with Drew Jude. But yeah, never really loved the talk show thing. Like a little early Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
I could get down on that.
For sure.
That was yeah, that was
Before he was too hot for TV.
yeah. When he was just hot enough for TV. So, he was
98 point. He was
like the
float tank
three.
water
He was the
temperature.
Three Little Bears. He was the first TV channel he was too hot for, and then the whole rest of the thing, and then he was just right. So, yeah, that's a Jerry Springer too hot for TV joke. Very topical. So, yeah. Jerry Springer, we love you. So, last 2 topics that we wanted to hit here. So the first topic that I wanted to talk about is the state of New York has just okayed tuition-free college for the middle class. So this is something that Bernie Sanders was a big proponent of, not just obviously New York, but on a national level. At this point, it's become, high school is just not enough for people to be able to get the jobs that they really need to be able to support their family in these new economic times. And so he was a big proponent of public universities being tuition free, and that's what we're seeing in New York. There are some major strings attached to that, though. You're not just going to get that free money and then being able to just move the fuck out of New York. Basically, you're going to be able to get that tuition for either 2 or 4 year university. You have to earn under $250,000 a year. But you're going to have to live in New York for as many years as you got the benefit. So if you go 4 year, you're going to have to live in New York for 4, 2, same deal. So, yeah, it'd be very interesting to see if this catches on. Does this move to other states? And I'm a big proponent of seeing this happen. I think that our tax dollars, obviously this is going to cost taxpayers, but I think that these are the type of things that we should probably be investing in, because we talked about in the last episode about automation, and people are going to be losing jobs, especially people that are being paid less. So we want to give people sustainable skills and things that they can learn, that they can then apply, like fixing the fucking Russian Terminator robots that are going to space, or those type of things. So I think the only way that that's going to happen, it's not happening in our high schools, so it needs to happen in 4-year universities where people can choose specifically what they're going to do. And so
I'm surprised they're not restricting the choices.
of like what you have to study.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, a lot of jobs that I've had will give you tuition reimbursement, but you have to do business or something related to that job. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to go and get a degree in I don't know, robot fixing or whatever the fuck,
Robot uppercutting.
robot uppercutting, bang bus, robot managing. You can probably do that, but I don't think that's on the agenda in any of the New York universities. So, what do you think about this idea? Do you think this
This
is a
is
good
really.
idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? What do you think?
I think it's an idea. I think it's really cool. I
It is
mean,
an idea.
for the future of New York and their younger
New York,
generation of people, this is great news. Man, it's just like if you're living in New York, it's got to be tough just to live,
New York, New York. Well, yeah, that wasn't the best.
much less,
Yeah,
you
abs-
know, I forgot what I was gonna say now. It's hard to just as a way of living is tough, but
absolutely.
to live in New York by yourself and then have to pay for college.
Cost of living. You're
I mean,
working at
holy
a
crap,
you're
man.
working at a pizza place or something. Yeah, I can't imagine that that's very
So this
easy.
is good
So
news for the people in New York for sure.
I agree. I agree.
Uh, doesn't make me want to move there though.
No, I will tell you, I will not move to New York either because of this. Um, but I hope that this is something that starts moving into other states because I think that this can only benefit our society. Once again, I think that too much of our tax dollars are wasted on things that, the war on drugs, we talked about it. It's fucking 420. How many fucking marijuana users have we put in prison for selling fucking weed? What the fuck? Instead, we could be investing in those people and, giving them college educations. And hopefully then, they wouldn't have to sell drugs
Yeah, they might have
because
to pass a drug test for this.
you know what?
It
Yeah,
might be part of the program.
if Scott Walker were in charge, he would definitely make them have to pass a drug test. Paul
Yeah.
Ryan, fuck Wisconsin and all of our shitty Republican motherfucking politicians. Yeah, doing that's another off topic, but yeah, drug testing people who need welfare, or I believe now they're actually even making people in the state of Wisconsin that want unemployment benefits have to pass a drug test, which is just absolutely ludicrous because your unemployment is actually paid in by you when you're working, and yet they want to limit that and take that away from you. Who fucking cares? Leave me the fuck alone. Quit trying to fucking piss test me at every fucking turn. It has been proven time and time again that if you drug test people like that, you are seeing almost no benefit. You are not having many people that are testing positive, and it's a giant fucking waste of money. It's not doing anything. And dude, if someone's on welfare and we're going to cut them off, what do you think's going to happen? They're going to have to turn to more nefarious things, and it's only going to be worse for society. Give them their fucking government cheese. God damn it. Fuck you, Paul Ryan. Fuck you, Scott Walker. Off topic, but yeah, fuck those dudes.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous.
Yes, it
I don't
is.
need to be piss tested every fucking 30 days.
Seriously, stop fucking making me pee into cups. I am not a fan of peeing in a fucking cup. I want to pee in a fucking toilet. I want to pee on the side of a building.
I want to pee in my pants.
I want to pee in my fucking pants.
Just let me go.
I want to pee in a fucking float tank. I want to fucking pee in the fucking shower. I want to pee in numerous different things, and none of them are a fucking cup that you're gonna fucking put a sticker on with my name on it and send it to some shitty fucking Republican fucking politician and make them fucking test it and see if I'm fucking celebrating 420 or what the fuck I'm doing. Fuck you, get out of my fucking business and give me my goddamn free college. So,
Yeah.
yes, there it is.
Amen.
Free college in New York, and I want to see it in every goddamn state. So, quit
I
fucking
wonder
telling
how
us
long
what
it'll
to.
take for other states to catch on.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's cool that New York is the first state that's doing this. Obviously, a rather large state, and hopefully it goes well, and hopefully it moves into other states. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Cali is probably looking at this, and other kind of progressive states, and I'm sure in about 30 years, people in Wisconsin will be able to go to college for free.
Is
So-
it doesn't say anything about how they're chosen,
No, I mean
how students are chosen.
no, it's everyone. There are just, qualifications to it. Like I said, you can't move out of the state right away.
Yeah.
You have to maintain a certain GPA. I think those are all things that, I'm not opposed to. I
Sure.
think that, yeah, if we're gonna use our taxpayer dollars to, pay for people to go
Can't
to
be a
college.
fucking idiot.
Right, don't be a fucking idiot about it, but I think that this is a good call instead of people, I've seen it firsthand, people that go to college to get a degree, then they can't get a fucking job doing whatever it is that they have a degree in, and they have, fucking $80,000 in college debt that, maybe they have a better job than someone that didn't go to college, but they're not doing any better because they have hundreds and hundreds of dollars in fucking student loan payments every month. If your fucking student loan payments are as large as your fucking mortgage, that's a goddamn problem. And we need to take a long, hard look at our fucking system and figure out what the fuck are we going to do and how are we going to get people their learn on without fucking putting them in debt for fucking ever.
They got away with it for so long.
Yeah.
They still do. It's such a scam. It's not a scam. I shouldn't say that.
It's a scam.
But god damn it.
It's a fucking scam.
It's like a notch below like insurance.
Dude, so with the internet and the amount of information that is out there, I mean, there's nothing that of your own volition that you cannot fucking find on the World Wide Web. And obviously, there's something different about the college experience and, going and, doing it with other people and, having people that actually know about something actually teaching you about it. I mean, obviously that's a different experience, but still, I mean, it is very, very, very severely overpriced for what it is. And like I said, firsthand, seen many people with college degrees and they can't get a fucking job doing whatever it is that they have a college degree in.
It's a shame.
So
all that money and time, it's a shame they can't.
Yeah.
So there's on the flip side, there's a lot of people that do well.
Absolutely. No doubt.
But they are the exception more so than the rule.
Absolutely. But you know what? When college, hopefully is fucking free, more people will have college degrees and they will have skills and such that they can apply. And so they don't have to worry when the Russian robot overlords take their goddamn jobs. They took my job.
Damn it.
So, I mean, I guess we're sending, I believe Russia is actually sending the robots into space. So actually they're going to be taking aliens' jobs. Is that what's?
Ooh, maybe.
That would be a fucking tight. God, I hope someone makes
more work.
Someone needs to make
unemployment would go
someone
down.
needs to make that movie. That's the big summer blockbuster of next year is Russian robots versus aliens and battling battling over jobs. Aliens are building walls. How funny would that be if legal aliens were building walls to keep Russian robots off their planet? That would be that's. I probably shouldn't even talked about that in the podcast because that's.
Good job.
That's
I'm offended, and I'm not even an alien.
I'm gonna start writing that
Russian.
script. So, just I'm gonna Men in Black you right now. You did not hear any of the plot points that I just talked about. So, yeah.
I'm going to college.
I'm going to college, bitch.
2025.
Yes. So, all right. Jerk of All Trades podcast, episode 420. The final topic that I wanted to talk about was obviously you can tell from the episodes of the Jerk of All Trades podcast that you listen to that I'm probably not the most right-leaning person out there, and so I take a little bit of joy. I obviously don't want to see anyone get hurt, but fucking Bill goddamn Riley is a fucking piece of shit. He's a hypocritical motherfucker who has been spouting his fucking better than thou fucking conservative Christian bullshit at everyone for fucking 20 goddamn years now, probably, maybe even longer than that. And now this motherfucker is being outed for the piece of shit fucking sexual offender that he actually is. And finally, Fox News got their fucking ducks in a row and decided to fire this motherfucker. And so, yeah, Bill O'Reilly, I'm sure you probably heard about it. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But basically, a bunch of women have come out now and said that Bill O'Reilly, is a piece of shit, and he tried to touch them in, the areas that Trump likes to talk about. And so, yeah, a bunch of advertisers and shit pulled off of his so-called no-spin zone. And yeah,
it's not the O'Reilly factor anymore.
Yeah, the O'Reilly factor is fucked. And so Bill O'Reilly got fired. Obviously, he's not happy about it. He's saying all this is unfounded. But yeah, when multiple women come out and say the same thing, maybe you're a fucking hypocritical piece of shit who probably abuses women. So you know what?
Mm.
I mean, and let's be honest here. When you look like this motherfucker, when you talk like this motherfucker, even though even though you've got millions upon millions of dollars and you still can't get a fucking woman to look at you,
I was about to say, if he's
there's a
getting it,
goddamn problem.
if he's getting the pussy, he's paying for it.
Yeah. You know what? It's fucking ridiculous. This dude has how many tens of fucking millions of dollars and he can't find one goddamn woman to fucking willingly have sex with him? Like, what is he doing wrong?
It is Bill O'Reilly. I don't know. It's hard to say, man.
Yeah.
These old guys and grabbing fucking chicks, man.
Yeah. I believe.
It's got to be a power thing. Like he must have felt that he could get away with it because
Obviously
he
did.
can't be dumb enough to be like, I'm a sex symbol and all this shit, right?
No, I don't think he thought that. I think 100%. I think that he felt powerful and he felt like he could do whatever the fuck he wanted to do, and he started thinking with his fucking Republican dick and thought that he could just wag the fucking dog in front of all of these fucking all these women, and that they would just fucking drop down and worship at the altar of Bill O'Reilly's dick. But apparently they decided not to do that. Maybe they did it for a while, but yeah, I think that I think
I wonder how long he's been doing this.
Probably a long time.
Because this doesn't happen just one time and
No.
that's it.
No.
He's been doing this for a while.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
He's been laying it down for a while.
He's been trying to lay it down, but they've probably been denying him. And
yeah, he could have been getting denied this whole time.
I always take great pleasure in seeing these fucking, hypocritical Christian conservatives, fucking spout off for years and years. It happened to fucking Rush Limbaugh with his fucking pain pill addiction.
What goes around comes around.
Numerous different, fucking, Republican politicians who were, fucking anti-gay, and then all of a sudden, they're fucking rubbing their hand on the bottom of a urinal, trying to get some dude to blow them. Fuck these fucking hypocritical people trying to tell everyone else how to live their life, but secretively, they are way, way fucking worse than the people that they're denigrating. So fuck Bill O'Reilly, and I'm so fucking glad to see him get his comeuppance. And yeah, I'm glad he got fucking fired. Although it's sad that this motherfucker has more money than he could ever know what to do with. So I hope they fucking sue the fuck out of him and he ends up fucking penniless. And I hope he has to fucking, pick up the fucking soap. So you know what? No, I'm not gonna fucking support that regardless, but I hope Bill O'Reilly, gets fucking thrown in solitary and,
It is quite a douchey thing to do to just think you can go up to chicks and do that.
Yeah. So, Bill O'Reilly, you know what? From the Jerk of All Trades podcast, fuck you, and you got what you fucking deserve. So, yeah, there it is.
I don't disagree.
Final topic on the 420 episode. Not to leave on a fucking downer, but yeah, Bill O'Reilly sucks, but it's fucking 420. Fucking Canada has legalized marijuana.
Hell yeah.
We had a great fucking day. We fucking floated in the fucking tanks.
Yep.
And had a great fucking time. And yeah, so all in all, it was another fun week in this fucking crazy mixed up world. And so anything else you wanted to fucking hit before we give them the social media plugs?
No, just thanks for sticking with us. And,
Absolutely.
More to come. And check out Float Milwaukee or any float company in your area.
You will not regret it.
It's a good time. It's super relaxing.
Absolutely.
And, You know, for 50,
Despite all my anger towards Bill O'Reilly, trust
yeah,
me, I'm super
Ray
fucking
had more
relaxed.
left. Yeah,
I'm super
he may be
relaxed.
pissed, but
I need to go back to the float tank tomorrow now after I talked about Bill O'Reilly for too long.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, Bill O'Reilly will definitely fuck up your senses.
Imagine if we took. I've always thought, like, what if we fucking, what if we dropped a couple hits of acid onto fucking Bill O'Reilly's fucking tongue and then we threw him into a fucking float tank? Like, what would happen? That would be a great reality show.
Yeah.
Dosing fucking Christian conservative politicians with psychedelics and throwing them in float tanks. And then if that doesn't go well, we throw them on United Airlines. So
Nice.
with UFC fighters.
There you go.
So.
Fuck yeah.
And Russian
That's what
fucking
they should
alien
have done.
robot.
Instead of sending Bill O'Reilly to jail, just had him fight a UFC fighter just like once a day every month.
You know what?
Just get the crap kicked out of you once a week, and maybe you'll stop grabbing chicks.
If he would have just drank a fucking Pepsi instead of fucking thinking with his goddamn dick.
That chick he offended, he should have just turned around and had Mentos. See, I have Mentos. It's
Bill
okay.
O'Reilly supports Mentos.
Yeah.
That would be like the only company.
It's like, yeah, I grabbed this chick's coochie. She slapped me in the face and try to knock my teeth out. But I have Mentos.
Mentos.
And then she's like, "Oh, okay.
Oh, duh.
I should have known you."
I
had
didn't
Mentos
realize
the
that
whole
Bill
time.
O'Reilly had Mentos. So, yeah, Bill O'Reilly, you done fucked up. You should have got yourself some fucking Mentos, some fucking Pepsi. But instead, you're probably gonna go to fucking prison. So enjoy that.
Crazy.
And we're
on top of the world one day,
and then
all the way into shit can.
a quick descent down into the nothingness, and not in a good way, not like floating. So we're gonna hit the social media, and then we're gonna hit the road. So, Jerk of All Trades, thank you guys once again for listening to the show. Thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you guys for liking, listening, sharing. We really, really, truly appreciate it. And, things are only going to keep chugging along, and we appreciate each and every one of you. So, if you want to listen to the show, and if you want to tell your friends where to listen to the show, SoundCloud.com, Jerk of All Trades Podcast. Also, we're going to have all of our episodes on YouTube. So YouTube friendly. If you don't have SoundCloud, you can hit us up on YouTube and watch the episodes with a little picture in the background. YouTube.com, go to channels, search JOAT podcast, all as one word thing. It's not really a full word. It's a bunch of scrunched up letters. Facebook.com, Jerk of All Trades Podcast. Come and hit us up, give us a like, give us a share. Share it on your page, share it on your timeline, talk about us, how cool we are, and how much you love the show. Twitter.com/JOAT podcast. Retweet us, tweet at us, tell us things, laugh at us, mock us. Tell us what you want to hear on the show. Any suggestions or anything, definitely tweet that at us. Instagram, where we're going to have all the funny pictures like Donald Trump robot evil eyes things and all that type of stuff. Instagram.com/JerkOfAllTradesPodcast. And finally, the email. The email is jerkofalltradespodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email. Tell us what you are thinking, what you thought of the show. Do you love us? Do you hate us? Do you hate us? What do you want to see more of on the show? What do you want to see less of? Can you see the show? I don't believe you can for the most part. I believe it's actually an audio podcast. So what do you want to hear more of? What do you want to hear less of? And just hit us up. Tell us whatever whatever is on your mind, and we will respond to you. Maybe we'll even mention it on the podcast. So that is it for this week's episode, Jerk of All Trades Podcast 4.2.0, I believe. Is that what we're calling it?
Sure.
4.2.0 for the 420 episode, and we're gonna hit the final music, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. So
go Bulls,
go Bulls!
Yeah.
420 Jerk of All Trades Podcast. We are
love you.